Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. And today we have a little bit of Ace Attorney coming up. We'll get that going in a little bit. I want to get some stuff out of the way at the onset, allow some time for any questions that anybody might have or anything like that that they want to bring up before we get into the game, because it'd be easier to deal with those now. So I'm going to front load a little bit of commentary as people filter in, and also we're going to look at the GoFundMe. We'll look at the GoFundMe for Vic Kicks Back and see how that's... Oh my goodness. It's already starting. The yawn is starting. We'll take a look at the GoFundMe for Vic, and allow just a little bit of time for people to get any preliminary questions in before we start the show. I don't know how long the show is going to go tonight. Let me talk about the shows lately. Excuse me. That was not a yawn. That was a burp. Let me talk about the shows lately. And just kind of what's been going on, what's going on in the future. I have been very, very busy personally lately. So if you're wondering where all the non-Vic shows are, they're a little bit hard for me to put together right now because I have to go find the content and have time to research them. But what we're doing right now, by the way, if you're in the area, you can go to my doxed former address tomorrow and buy stuff from my garage sale. We're trying to sell a bunch of junk at our old house so we can actually sell our old house. So that's been taking up a lot of daytime, just sort of prep and moving stuff and trying to finalize this thing, which is lovely. What I'm working on is I am working on putting together a big brain panel that's been requested and gone for a very long time. Requested for a very long time, and it's been a long time since we had a big brain panel. So working on a big brain panel to come along sometime soon. I've talked to them. We're just trying to find the appropriate date. I've also been put in contact with a Florida-based attorney who is dealing with a lot of the red flag protective orders. So I'm hoping to bring her on to discuss red flag laws, how they impact people, what she's seen going on with them. It's a direct referral, and I hear she's pretty good stuff. So hopefully we'll have that happening very soon. But other than that, next week, either Friday or Saturday, I think Friday, Drexel will be on. It should be the 75,000 subscriber special, where I will eat a Carolina Reaper. What we're waiting for in several different places, we're waiting for an update in Meyer versus Wade, right? We're waiting for the magistrate judge to make his recommendation to the district court judge. I'm assuming that he's going to make the recommendation to go ahead and exercise jurisdiction over both counts, the tortious interference and the defamation. Tortious interference argument is the exact same as the previous one, so we don't really expect that recommendation to change or that ruling to change. They haven't really modified their argument heavily. It's based on the same stuff. It's based on the Calder test, which as applied in Trois, and the magistrate indicated strongly that that Mark Wade's position was a misread of that test and of that case. So I assume that one will remain the same. The personal jurisdiction, or the diversity jurisdiction over the defamation claim will likely now tip in favor of Meyer, as there were defamatory statements made in Texas. Part of their primary argument is that those defamatory statements are to be somehow lumped or combined in with defamatory statements made online. Listen, that's not an argument against defamatory statements being made. That's a damages argument. That's a fact argument. And they may ultimately prevail on limiting or mitigating any damage from those statements made in Texas. They could argue that the statements made online would not apply. But I think what we're going to find out is that those statements made online, as well as the statements made in Texas, combine, that the Texas statements will give them jurisdiction, and then they'll be able to exercise jurisdiction over the online statements as well, because it would be just simply silly and judicially inefficient to kick those specific statements to a different court, and they'll go ahead and apply them. Now, they may have to apply California law or something. We'll see on those statements, but I think Texas is likely to exercise jurisdiction in the Fifth Circuit Court. I think it's Fifth Circuit, the Western District of Texas there in federal court, over those claims. The other thing we're waiting for, of course, in the Mignogna case is where I look blurry. I apologize. I don't know how to fix it. What we're waiting for in the Mignogna case is, of course, simply a ruling. We need to have a ruling to find out what the next step is. Because the next step, which will likely include, barring something very weird happening, the next step will likely include a motion to reconsider, and then we'll have to see how that goes. And depending on how it goes after that, it could involve an appeal from either party or both, or any party or all parties. The only person not likely to appeal at this stage is obviously Jamie Markey, as she is currently kicked out of the suit. But if anyone else appeals, they may be able to file an appeal against Markey's claims, and everything becomes just a giant mess. So, who knows? But we have to have an order come through to see where the judge's rulings actually are. There's been, I've heard some rumblings that the judge may be able to reverse his bench orders. So it is entirely possible, although I've got no indication that he will. It's entirely possible that the judge, upon reviewing the record and reviewing the transcript, could reverse some of his decisions. The ones I think that he would be at all possibly considering reversing would be Jamie Markey on defamation, and Real and or Toye on the tortious interference with an existing contract. Now, I think he should reverse both TIs on Real and Toye. But if I'm just trying to figure out, like, if a judge is going to go, okay, I'm reading this and I see that I didn't make some of the right decisions, I think those are the main places where he goes, okay, I should roll these back. It's not saying the other ones shouldn't be rolled back and that the evidence isn't there. I think it is. But the judge may disagree with that. So I'm trying to stop yawning. I really am. As for Funimation, and I think the judge will also move forward on the defamation claims for Funimation, Real, and Toye. I do think that just seems to be the most likely outcome, based on the fact that he was happy to dismiss all of these other claims straight from the bench. And if he was happy to dismiss the TI with as much evidence as they had, with the Kamehacon affidavit, the Kamehacon contract being attached to the affidavit, all of that stuff. I mean, the judge, if he's willing to dismiss TI when that's staring him in the face, but not dismiss the defamation claims, which many people would consider weaker than the TI claim, at least at this stage, the evidence for it, for him to dismiss that and not those, indicates to me that I think he does see that there's real damage that's been done, and those become fact questions for a jury. Again, I don't think the judge is saying, oh man, he definitely defamed them, or they definitely defamed him and they need to pay. I think the judge is saying, look, I'm seeing a lot of damage here. This guy's telling me about how he's fired, and he's thrown out of these conventions and he's losing all his money. His reputation's obviously in the tank compared to what it was. They're so confident in their case that they're slagging him in their pleadings. I think we can let the jury decide on whether or not there was defamation that occurred, but we have enough evidence to go forward. Because you got it. You got it. You can see the damage. So damages are hard to argue against. Unless you'd have to argue that the defamation came from somewhere else. But again, that's a fact question. The judge is going to say, why does he pick these people to sue if he thinks the damage came from someone else? Right? That's got to be running around up in his noggin. So I do think the defamation charges move on. Other than that, there are some other lawsuits that have been on the back burner that I need to look into. We've got Tfue versus FaZe Clan. That's had some weird exchanges. Got the Tardigrades lawsuit that I was going to check up on. Working on some other guests and stuff like that as well. So that's what's coming up. That's what's been going on. My busyness is going to very much carry forward through the weekend. Today was a really long day. Actually, it was the first day I teach high schoolers at our homeschool co-op, and that was lovely because the first thing I was asked in class is, "Do you have a YouTube channel?" And the answer was yes, of course. Never watch it ever. Don't do that. But so that's fun. Yeah, but let me hit the initial super chats and justice chats and all that stuff, and then we'll migrate into Ace Attorney. If you have any questions about stuff, go ahead and ask that now. We're gonna hit the GoFundMe and all that as well. But Tucker says, God, I'm so tired of the new Spanish Inquisition being applied to people who do business with the NRA or guns in general. It's exhausting. Yes. Yes, of course. The stigma around guns is not it is exhausting. Like the hoops you have to jump through to exercise your fundamental rights are a little bit out there, but you know, you've got a bunch of people saying, well, why do they need that? Well, frankly, you don't. No one needs it. Doesn't matter. You don't have to need it. You have the right to it. So, but yeah, I'm with you, buddy. Chris Nunez says, hey, Rackets and chat, celebration time tonight as I received my first belt promotion in BJJ, which is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Whiskey and a Rekieta stream is my reward. Here's to you, Nick and the Racketeers. Thanks for all you do, my dude. Hey, thank you. Thank you, and you're welcome. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Jiu-Jitsu's great. I enjoyed my very short time doing jiu-jitsu. I didn't get much time to do it. I was home for a summer during college and got to practice a little, roll around the mat. Had a lot of fun, but had to go back to school away from the gym. And then married Lady Rackets and things just were not... there was not time to get back to it after that. DNA Crow says, Nick, can you please shill? We're doing our first giveaway to our subscribers for copies of the latest Pokemon games. Details in our latest video. All proceeds of this super chat go to triggering haters and whiskey. There you go, guys. Go check out DNA Crows on YouTube. Go check out their videos. Check out the giveaway. Subscribe to their channel for however you get entered into their promotion. I'm sure they talk about it there, but go check them out. Longtime friends of the show. Tugger says, I know that the chat has been slagging the judge a lot. Was it possible he just really doesn't understand the TCPA? Yes. Yes, lots of judges really don't understand the TCPA. There's lots of appeals about it in very short amounts of time. The legislature just passed a law trying to clarify it because it's such a mess. It is very possible. That doesn't excuse him not understanding it, though. Let's be very clear. He has one job to do, and if he's not understanding the TCPA, he's not doing it. From what I see, the law is a dumpster fire and poorly written. Maybe he just hasn't seen many cases. All of that is possible. Well, dumpster fire and poorly written is true. Not seeing many cases on it is possible. He also might hate it. Sakaki Onsai says, hey, Nick, thanks for all the Vic coverage, but I was wondering if you'd be interested in looking at a recent lawsuit filed against Universal Music related to 2008 fire that damaged the masters of over 400 artists. Whoa, that's interesting. Yeah, I'd be interested in it. DM me on Discord or whatever. So I can check that out. Tugger says, why does Low T need Twitter to be an idiot on? We should red flag him and strip him of his Twitter rights. Oh, that's good. Yes. Okay, let me... Where are we? GoFundMe. Let me see. This right here, right? Do we got it? I think we got it. There it is. Oh, I can make this a little bit cleaner look. Boom. Right there. There's the GoFundMe. It is, this is a second ago. Let me see if it's gone up since. $245,963 have been raised. We do have some very large donations coming in. Anonymous with the $1,488 donation. We've got Jack Hauser, $400. Steve Gussman was $100. I think that might have been right before the competition started, but I may include him anyways. If you're not aware, if you don't remember, if you didn't catch this message, I have not tweeted it out yet, but starting yesterday at midnight today, so earlier, 23 hours and 45 minutes ago, the giveaway started. We've got the Vic Mignogna signed prints that were provided to me by an anonymous benefactor. That anonymous benefactor said to, if I wanted to use them for the GoFundMe, I could do that. That would be a great way to promote it. So they got the signatures from Vic, provided them to me, and there we go. We've got, I don't know how they got the signatures from Vic. I don't know if they bought them. I don't know anything about it. So cool. Anonymity is great. So we've got these pictures that will go to the highest 5 donors of the GoFundMe from, like I said, starting at midnight early this morning and going through Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Central Time will be the cutoff. Everything between those times will be, I will tally up. If the same person donates multiple times, I'll tally up their donations and stuff like that. But the 5 highest bidders will be, or not, I guess bidders. It's not really an auction. The 5 highest donors, cumulative donors, will get those 5 prints. I will reach out. We will, we'll engage in some email contacts or whatever so that I can get addresses and send them out to you. So that's where that is. If you've been waiting to donate to the GoFundMe for that, now is the time. Now is the time for that. So, what else? But yeah, so that is on. Let's see. What else do we need to talk to? Talk about. So there's some drama going on Twitter, and of course, when isn't there drama going on Twitter? Obviously, but the drama concerns me personally, very, very personally. Apparently, there's a cute little whatchamacallit. He's a law school graduate who is, I believe, taken the bar, but has not found out if he has passed or failed the bar, who decided to procure a copy of one of my deceased relatives' wills, which was very nice of him to do, and posted that online. Because remember, they're opposed to doxing, right? And they hate all that private information being thrown around. So that was the first time I've ever seen that will. That was nice. Some nobody, yes, GoFundMe gave me written permission to do that contest. Yes. So yeah, that person has gone protected on Twitter, although, I mean, I don't know why. I don't know if they were getting bombarded or anything like that. I have largely held out of it, but it was very nice of them to do that. From that document, they surmise several things that are not true. They have stated them as facts. I can only assume that they failed their wills, estates, and trusts class because they can't really read very well the documents that were before them. But in fairness, it was a very complex will. So, but yeah, that was polite, right? This is where we are. I try to redact addresses. I try to redact email addresses, personal information. Typically speaking, I may miss them from time to time, but I try to anyway. Or I know that they've already been released. I'm always accused of doxing without actually doing it, but this was fun. This is great. They've also made some very great assumptions about my personal financial situation. I can tell you they're largely untrue. So, but I don't talk about my personal financial situation, as I wouldn't expect any of you to talk about yours with me either in a public sort of forum. But you know, there's a lot of questions about Ty and I's relationship and how that goes on. I think you guys have pretty well figured out that I've known Ty for years, considering I had Ty on the show. I did a show from Ty's house, all of that stuff. I mean, we've openly talked about it. He's talked about knowing my uncles and stuff like that. So I guess this is new info that I knew Ty before the lawsuit, and that may have something to do with why I recommended him, because I know of his work, and I believed he's a good attorney. So guilty as charged, I guess. Yeah, I made a recommendation based on my personal knowledge. So there you go. I hope that's not too much of a surprise to you guys. I think let's see something here. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm aware of the team who is representing Vic in a legal capacity. You know, I don't know. I think I said also on Twitter that I knew Ty. Who knows? It doesn't really matter. I don't think. Like I said, I would still recommend Ty today to do it, because he's a competent attorney and he has a very competent team attached to him as well. So that being said, that's going around. If you want to know the answers about my personal financial situations, I'll leave it at this because they are very personal to me. But I'll leave it at this. I'm not a trust fund baby. I don't know I assume a trust fund baby is someone who has had a trust fund since they were a baby or something, right? Or that they have had tons of money their entire life. That is not true. People think that I don't worry about money. That's not true either. I don't know what more to say. I've talked about my history of employment. I've talked about, the struggles and non-struggles that I've had. That's not really important to where I am now or where any of this is. I do this show, hope to provide you entertainment, and hope that you like to consume it. That's about it. So if you have any questions, I'm a little more open to discuss them privately. So you know how to find me, and if I can, I'll answer. But wealthy family that leaves you a huge fortune. Okay, well, no. I don't know that I got any money when my grandfather died. Just so we're clear on that. I don't recall a check from the estate of my grandfather ever coming to me. Which is fine, by the way. I've lost 3 grandparents now, and I don't remember a check from any of them. So there you go. I don't know. But let me just say this publicly. If Ty has some power over my income, scumbag Ty, you owe me. Nick Boone's Pickens. Nick Boone's Pickens. But yeah, thank you. Thank you. I see your messages, guys. I see your messages. And I know this, but there's a lot of people who are out there who are concerned that some impropriety is going on. I can assure you that there's nothing improper. And to be very clear, there are, if you can go and read some very good analysis of the will document. I mean, it's out there. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm not going to flip out and say, oh, don't go read it. Like, it's there. It's the internet. There's an estate attorney down in Florida who did a great Twitter analysis of it. I commented on his thread and said, you know, basically, thank you for at least acknowledging that the people who are saying all this stuff don't actually know what they're saying. So if you want to find it and read an analysis of it that's competent, you can do that. The guy is not, as far as he's not like hostile or mean or anything, but he's not a follower of me, and he doesn't appear to be overly friendly to me either. And the analysis is relatively neutral. But you can go read that. Let me just suggest that there are some people out there who have said that there's a bunch of improper stuff going on. And to get to the conclusion that there's improper stuff going on, there are a whole bunch of things that they literally could not know. And I know that they can't know them because many of them I don't know. So if I don't know them and am somehow directly involved in this, then they can't know them because they can't be known. And so the conclusion is that they're wrong, unless the other conclusion would be that Ty has violated attorney-client privilege with my family to share information with a random student on law Twitter. That would be the alternative conclusion to how they would get access to documents that are not filed publicly, that they would need those documents to make their conclusory allegations. So I don't know what to say, but if you think I'm going to spend my days answering their questions on Twitter, no, of course not. I will let them freak out about it. But I just wanted to address with you guys, since there's some speculation going around, no. Shockingly, from the start, I set up the GoFundMe in a way as to be as legal and ethical as possible. I set up everything. I've been honest about everything from the start. I'm open about how I feel about things. I'm open about my biases. I am critical of myself. I try to correct mistakes. You know, that's how this works, right? I've been, from the start, trying to do things as above board as possible because it's almost like I knew getting into this that there would be a massive attack against me. The second I decided to open the GoFundMe, I knew they would attack the GoFundMe. I knew they would come after me in some way. I knew bar complaints were already on the table, all of that stuff. So I've been pretty careful in how I've done all of this. You can assume I was pretty careful at the start as well. So that's honesty. That was your first mistake. So there you go, guys. I just wanted to address that because I don't want it like hovering out there. I put it in the cheeky title just for you guys. But if there's no further immediate questions, well, why don't I go through the existing super chats, all of them real quick, and then that way we can just jump straight into the Ace Attorney stuff, and anything new that comes in, great. Anything that doesn't come in, great. There's only a couple here to go through. We got Weirdo with a cello said, wanted to get this one in before bed. What are your thoughts on Jameson? What other whiskeys would you recommend for those who like it? Jameson's okay. I like Jameson Black better. I'm not a huge Irish whiskey drinker, so I couldn't tell you what else to try. Not Proper 12. That's the best I got for you. Not Proper 12. Let's see. We've got Gimme Skittles now says, Internet Law Review just made a video reading over recent Vic court documents. I was skimming the video. I've got a bunch of or I didn't get to watch all of it, right? It's like a 2-hour video, but I did go ahead and drop a comment on, I got to drop a comment on his video and said, hey, because I saw him read the shock jock line. He's like, what? That I'm the evil shock jock. If you want to talk about it, hit me up, and I dropped my email address. So if he wants to chat, we can chat. He seemed like he had a pretty unbiased analysis. I assume he's not watching the drama online, which makes it pretty interesting. I'd like to get his opinion on stuff. NGE fan 76 says, if any of you are at Colossal Con East, you should go to the panels run by Hentai Cake and Winning the War on Pants. Shanksy B says, in before Boomer forgets to start on time or turn on mic. I hope my mic's been on the whole time. The one says, how much money has Ron and Monica spent so far? I have no idea. No idea. They've billed a lot, but I don't know what they've spent. Shanksy B says, why Orange Man taking away our vape juice? Wait, is Trump coming out against vaping? That's great. And by that's great, of course, I mean, can we just not? The one says, SlutCon, where consent doesn't matter. D-Man DOG 56, D-Man Dog 056 says, ever heard of Mega's XLR? Show written off as a tax loss. Creator tried to revive but could not. Is it impossible to revive a show when studios do that? I have no idea. If the studios still own the IP, maybe. Or if they're going to write it off as a loss and carry the loss forward for several years, if it was that big of a loss, then they may hold on to the IP for the next 10 to 20 years as they keep writing off, as they keep going with the carry forward. Maybe that'd be a really interesting show to do corporate taxes and how they actually perpetuate how writing off losses works and how the carry forward provisions of loss work as well to mitigate taxes earned on future income. Maybe that'd be a good show. I don't know. Or maybe we'd all die and go to sleep immediately. The Fat Man 56 says, so just to sum up, did Ty have a bad court day? All the comic skaters went nuts and left Vic, and now we're in limbo for 30 days. Am I up to speed? Pretty much. That's not the most inaccurate thing. Ty had a bad day in court, partly because of himself, partly because of the judge, partly because sometimes you have a bad day. Anyone who pretends that every day in court goes great for them is silly. But you know, that's how it goes. Now we're waiting up to 30 days. We'll see. Like I said, something is coming next week. I can't wait to figure out what exactly that is. It's all I can say is it's very weird, and it may mean, it's so weird it could mean either very little or a whole lot. But I'll tell you about it as soon as I know, and it should happen pretty early next week. So Leakim Wolf says, Nick, I finished law school 10 years ago, wasted potential, and never pursued law. Your streams have helped and inspired me to finally take the bar exam. Any advice on how to start a law career after so many years out of law school? Simple. Law school prepares you for the bar exam. They prepare you to do the research. They don't teach you how to do law, like how to practice. Law is not really included in law school, right? So, you know, tag team up with a firm, intern with them, whatever it takes. A good thing to do would be to maybe intern with them while you prep for the bar and take the exam, and then wait for your results for a couple months. See if you can do that, or shadow them or assist in any way, and learn the business that way. Otherwise, you take the bar exam and you jump in and start practicing. Depends on what you want to do as well. If you want to, do criminal law or something, you could take appointed cases, or you could go to the public defender's office, and they'll help get you up to speed as well. But good on you. Enjoy it, I hope. Good luck with the bar. Study hard. Get a good Barbary, or Bloomberg or whoever, bar prep course, because the law is very different. 10 years is a long time, a lot of decisions, and there's some major changes that you'll want to brush up on in the general common law that those bar prep courses will help out with. Pyretta Riddle says, hey, Boomer, sorry I was even more Boomer than you, but I sent you the whole conversation. Finally, also, con sluts. Love you, my dude. Hey, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll check out that conversation. Skippy Kish says, Nick, did you see the case of the dad that got put in jail with a $500K bond for criticizing a judge? Looks like it happened in Ohio. See, no, I haven't seen this. I haven't seen any of this stuff. I've been so wrapped up in the Vic case that that I haven't seen as much stuff outside. But as things are finally on the slowdown, I will be branching back out into other topics again. Oh, I was partially wrong. The first question, or the first question I got was, do you have a YouTube channel? That is true. And then after I said yes, but you can't watch it, one of my students said, objection to form. Come on. Come on now. Very thirsty. So that was great. That was great. I was like, oh, you watched that video then. Thanks. Joni Baloney says, just Puppet Master Beard to pay you more. Poor fig. Oh, just ask him? Are you saying just ask Puppet Master Beard? Yeah, come on, Ty. Increase the money that you don't send me. Shanksy B says, Orange Man wants to ban all flavored e-cigs and vape. Oh, that's rude. That's rude. Wolvenar, you may stop by at my sale tomorrow. Are you going to be there? Yeah, I should be there pretty much all day. So, come by like clothes and stuff. Double A said, people surprised about you and Ty being close haven't paid very close attention. They don't seem to, do they? Yami Matsui says, have you ever tried Japanese whiskey? I hear Suntory is good. Your thoughts? I've had Hibiki. I've had Nika, the coffee malt, I think, or coffee grain or coffee malt. I can't remember. I had a couple types of Hibiki. I think I've had a Toki and a Yamazaki. Yamazaki. I think it's Yamazaki. Yamazaki, I think, was the best one of the bunch. But it's hard to find around where I live. I can get the Hibiki Suntory whiskey pretty often. I've also got had some really old Suntory Royal whiskey that was my grandfather's. Hey, oh, that must have been it. I found it. Guys, I found the link. Oh my gosh, I've got to come clean on this immediately. I'm reporting this to the bar. Report me or whatever, everything. I gotta make this big so you guys can see it. I am so sorry. This is the one of the things I got from my grandfather when he died was this is one of his favorite whiskeys. It's a Suntory Royal from Japan. It's from the distillery at Yamazaki. It's delicious. I have a tiny bit left. In honor of him, I guess, since I've had to deal with that, let's see. Last glass? Okay. So, there's drops left, and this is special stuff. So, as Ty must have used his discretionary authority to approve this, and now we know. That was it from the start. The GoFundMe, full confession, the GoFundMe was a payback for this bottle of Japanese whiskey from my grandfather's estate. Damn it. I tried to keep it hidden for so long, but now you know. This is so to my grandfather, Lewis, Miss you dearly. One of the smartest men I've ever met. And the day he actually wrote one of my letters of recommendation to law school. And he always wanted to be a lawyer, but he was a chemical engineer. So, and he was at my graduation. Miss you. So, thanks, Law Twitter. You guys are great. All right. Moving on. So yes, I have tried Japanese whiskey. I think the Yamazaki 17 year I had down at Anime Matsuri was really, really good. David Keegan says, I missed that Cuck Dynasty update. There isn't an update on Cuck Dynasty. I have basically dropped it. I think the moment is past, and there was so much other stuff going on that, I don't know. So, Moist John says, vape to hashtag resist brothers. Been a while since last donation, I think. Nadura first fill or Oloroso? I think is the first fill. That's Oloroso. Where's my first fill bottle? The one with the, I like the peated one. I don't think I've had the first fill. I like the peated one. The Oloroso or whatever is very, very good though. Very, very good. Malcolm from the North says, hey Nick, have you heard about Sean King's multiple fraud accusations coming to light once again? This time a more detailed article was written and has become a trending topic today. No, I have not. But that sounds great. And I'll have to look into that. That could be very funny. Bad Vibe says, did you hear about Rooster Teeth cutting 13% of the employees? Think we will see a repeat with Funimation, maybe explain finality language in the ruling. I don't know. We'll see. I did hear about that. Something like 50 employees of Rooster Teeth were let go. So good job. Good job, Rooster Teeth. You're doing great. Increasing your prices and belittling your fans is always a good plan. And not sure how much of an impact was cutting your ties with Vic, but hopefully that stings a little bit. Feels good always. Remember though, Monica Rial, she was telling you the truth, and those emails you had back and forth with her, really supporting her, those were a good idea. Did I ever show you guys those? I feel like I did. I feel like I showed you the I feel like I showed you the emails between Monica and Rooster Teeth. Okay, I did. Good. So hopefully that stings. Feel Good Always 990 says, I can't believe you lied about inheriting whiskey. You are for sure getting another bar complaint. I'm just waiting for them. Actually, really legitimately just waiting for them. After this latest round of focus, I'm sure I'll be accused of all sorts of stuff to the bar, and that'll be great. Bad Dragonite says, should you have to go to law school to take the bar? No, you shouldn't have to. Underscore says, was your grandfather a grand grifter? No, he was not. Not a grand grifter. Just a very good man. The one says, Kick Vic took down Sharon Grifsby. Moment of silence, please. Rip. Okay, just a couple more, and then we'll pop into Ace Attorney again. Or not again. Well, again, but not again tonight. So we'll pop into Ace Attorney. For research purpose only, says question 1. Would you rather give up booze forever or look through Ren's nudes? I'd give up booze forever. If you look through Ren's nudes, you'd have to drink booze until you died. Question 2. You've been bitten by Jadolf's Super West Nile mosquito. The only cure, cooch juice from Monica or Marky. Which do you drink? Cyanide. Mercenary X says, Nick, I sent you both to your business website and on Twitter a link to the Reddit page about the Minnesota governor being forced to give public defenders more money or work case for public defense by law since the governor was a lawyer. Pro Revenge Reddit. Was that, I saw that. Was that wasn't Minnesota, was it? I thought that was like Michigan. Either way, I did see that. I'll read through the story. Like I said, today I was busy for most of the day. Jay says they banned Alex Jones for conspiracy theories, but not law Twitter. Shenanigans. I agree. Felipe Mouve says, Nick, I would love to be a trust fund baby. Would have been dead at 25 choking on my own vomit. The American dream right there. Yeah, I'm actually, well, I can't say if I was a trust fund baby, I would have my third Lamborghini. Dang it. As Cybertaz says, when you attack Nick, his power level rises. Golden God, hair, and mask. Thanks. As Cyber says, Streamlabs is weird. Unlocked masks a few weeks ago and now they're gone. But I still have money. This is fine. This is fine, mask. It's like the first mask doesn't work or something like that. Crusader Saracen says, hey, Nick, you should check out the new books Justified by John Delarose and Gideon Ira, Knights of the Blood Cross by Adam Smith. A new generation of Christian fiction, crucifixion, that doesn't preach to the choir and is metal as F. Read it. Sounds good. John Delarose just released, is that the Knights of the Blood Cross? Or wait, Justified? Is that the one? He says it's a lot like 40K. I retweeted it. I got to pick it up. As Cybertaz says, always prep for the bar, never prep for the bull. That's just gay. And then he says, dying from vape juice is bad. Only ever die from pussy juice. Adonis Paul says hello. Hey, what's up, Adonis Paul? Facetious Sage says, I've known a trust fund baby. He used to shop at a place I work. He'd drop $15K just to break in a new credit card. Usually he'd spend more on one trip than the average annual household salary of my area. Take a couple bucks to help you catch up. Well, there you go. I hope to someday retroactively be a trust fund baby. So there you go. And a couple more, two more. Chris Gonzalez says, am I missing something, or what does it matter if you inherited money? It doesn't. It doesn't matter if I inherited money. But they're saying that because Ty was the attorney who handled my grandfather's probate a couple years back, that means that Ty and I have an improper relationship in relation to me referring Vic to his firm or something. Theory based on no facts. Reek says, evening, Nick. Been a minute. Painting a big old chaos night, boy. Oh, awesome, man. Have fun with that. Okay, let me get, let's get this Ace Attorney rolling, right? Oh, I better do this. Theme. Piretta Riddle says, consulates, chaos cutting into my gaming time. There you go. And there's all these new games and stuff. Always new games coming out here on the Steam. Oh, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I wonder if we could get some. Let's I wonder what's gonna happen right after this scene. I wonder if Goku's gonna take a look at his son's clothes. Oh my gosh, what a disaster. Okay, sorry, Phoenix Wright. Try Greedfall. Greedfall looks weird to me. All right. Hold on, I gotta minimize stuff. What a mess. Octorian says, he's got money. That means he can't make any more money. Soviet USSR national anthem intensifies. Oh, gosh. Let's do this, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Citations, please, says, can we all agree that even if the case was lost, Vic is still in a better place than he was before he started this. I do agree to that. I think he absolutely is. I think I've said this from shortly after the start, that I think even if Vic loses, that my personal goal is to help him rehabilitate his name to the point where he could do something after all this is over, win or lose the lawsuit. And I think that because winning or losing a defamation suit, losing it particularly, doesn't mean you weren't defamed. It means defamation suits are really hard to win. I think fighting was a big thing. I think the deposition testimony was a big mistake by the other side, because I think that Vic came across better in those deposition tapes than Monica or Ron did. And, so I think, but I think, and everybody can make up their own mind about that. Tugger says, say what you will about communism, and there's plenty to say, but the Soviet Union's anthem is amazing. Fully agree. Especially when it's tied to that Ugandan knuckles or whatever. Here we go. We're at Turnabout Goodbyes. Uh-oh. We're at trial, and I haven't played this in a long time. Whew. I don't exactly remember the voices. I've got some of them. We'll do our best, but there may be some inconsistency on the voices. Also, we win by showing how awful, this is from No One Important, we win by showing how awful the VAs are to people and how hypocritical they are, along with Funimation. Good work with it. Good work, everyone. Oh, and I assume there's more to come on that as well. Old person equals Sharon Grigsby. Keanu voice. Who was the Keanu voice? About to have a day just like Ty. No! Phoenix is kind of my voice. I got Phoenix's and Edgeworth down. Someone was the Keanu voice. Oh, the gavel. You're right. I don't think I did the gavel the entire time last episode. Let me test it. Here we go. Gavel's ready. Wait. I like that one better. I like the Spike Man says, just matching my dono from yesterday. Looks like PewDiePie 4D chess me. Woo. God bless. That is pretty funny. Yeah, I'm going to give money to the ADL. Nah. Okay. Let's get a move on. This is the day after Christmas. Day after Christmas. Gumshoe, the detective is like a Boston accent. Southern Girl, that's right. Southern Girl is the photographer chick. Okay. Karma. That's right. Manfred von Karma. He's the best prosecutor there is. He hasn't lost a case in his 40-year career. Not like the prosecutors I know. He's a god of prosecution, right? A god. Not a single case? He'll do anything to get a guilty verdict. Anything. Sounds like someone else I know, Edgeworth. You don't understand. I mean, he'll really do anything. Manfred von Karma is a man to be feared. It's quite a claim coming from someone who forges evidence. He taught me what it really means to prosecute. Oh no! Hopefully that wasn't a Sandusky moment. What? Just picture a prosecutor as vicious as me, multiplied by a factor of 10. So was he your teacher then, Mr. Edgeworth? Something like that. And now he's trying to get you found guilty? What a creep! Oh, wait. Maybe he's planning on losing on purpose to help you out. Not a chance. He hasn't lost once in 40 years. 40 years! He's as ruthless as me times 20. Oh, it's going up. It was times 10 a second ago. That's pretty ruthless. Like I said, he's a god among prosecutors. I guess that's something like Mia was to me. Speaking of Mia. Oh wait, Maya? Uh-huh. We could really be using Mia's help right now, don't you think? Oh. I can't. Sorry. I really tried, but I couldn't reach. You couldn't reach? I think it's because I haven't been training. My powers are weak again. Oh man, what bad timing. I'm really sorry. I'll try my best. I hope so. What are you whispering about? Oh, it's nothing. Well, it's time. Let's head in. Valhalla 4413. Look, Nick can finally be an actual lawyer for once, lol. And some nobody says, by the way, found out the Japanese justice system is a huge joke. 99% conviction rate. They can hold you hostage indefinitely until they find you guilty. Yeah, oh, it's terrible. Terrible. And S. Cybertaz says, Nick didn't prep. Sounds like he's toast. Buttery toast.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. How do I voice Manfred here? Manfred von Karma? Probably like this.
Mr. von Karma, is the prosecution ready?
Fool. You seriously think that I would stand here were I not completely prepared? Oh, God.
Right, my apologies.
He's even got the judge scared.
Very well, your opening statement, please.
Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required?
Nothing, of course. That should be fine. Prosecution may call its first witness.
What's with this guy? Is he royalty or something? How am I supposed to fight against this? I called the detective in charge of this case, Detective Dick Gumshoe. Okay, Gumshoe's first. Let's see how this goes. Describe the incident now! Sorry. Yes. Wait. How do I say yes, sir, as a Bostonite? Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't know. Detective Gumshoe looks nervous. Please take a look at the map. The murder happened around late Christmas Eve, around midnight. There was one boat in the very middle of the lake. There were two men on the boat. Now, there happened to be a woman camping here on the edge of the lake. 12:10 a.m., she heard two pistol shots. Then the boat started to move. Went towards the boat rental shop. Overhead map added to the court record. Testify to the court about the arrest now!
Wait, Mr. von Karma?
Yes?
Actually, I'm the one that's supposed to be handling these proceedings.
Wrong? There's only one thing you need to do here. You will slam down your gavel and say the word guilty. That is your role.
Yes, of course, you're quite right.
No, he's not. Ah. TLJ Screwjob says, Edgeworth, this is go-to beyond a prosecutor. Octorian says, vampire German lawyer from royalty. Nice touch. Man called into the station around 30 minutes after midnight. We headed to the scene of the crime as fast as we could. That's where we found Mr. Edgeworth. Now, I didn't suspect him of anything at all. But the next morning, a body was found in the lake. So we had to arrest Mr. Edgeworth.
I see. Very well.
Begin your cross-examination, attorney, now! I'm dying. Man called into the station. Hold it! You received a call from, man. Sorry. Is this an assume you're just...
It's ma'am.
Yep. You said there was a woman camping there. She was the one who heard 2 gunshots, right?
Objection.
That woman and the man who called in the report are 2 different people, obviously. Different people? There were 2 witnesses. Their testimonies were quite similar, however. Why don't we have their testimonies? What is happening? Today, I've summoned the woman who was camping. The woman who was camping. A lot of heart. What happened next, detective? Why don't we have both witnesses? What kind of shemocracy is this? We headed to the scene of the crime as fast as we could. How long was it between receiving the report and your arrival at the lake? Oh, well, I'd say it was about 3 minutes. That's pretty fast. Our motto for the month is get there quick.
Objection.
Detective, you will refrain from casually revealing department secrets! Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. I look forward to your next year's salary review. Oh. So much to look forward to these days. This is no time for dejected daydreaming. This is no time for dejected German Hansian dejected is tough. This is no time for dejected daydreaming. Continue. Yes, sir. That's where we found Mr. Edgeworth. What was Mr. Edgeworth like when you saw him then? Well, from what I saw, he looked pretty relaxed. Not like a murderer at all, really.
Objection.
Detective! The court requires the facts, not your opinion. How many years have you been on the force? Facts only, detective. Hard, cold, objective fact. Yes, sir. Man, he's got his share of objections. Now, I didn't suspect him of anything at all. We're gonna ask it on every single one here. Why didn't you think he was suspicious? You should know. We have a deep, thrusting relationship with the prosecutors.
Objection.
Detective, the court isn't interested in your musings. Deep, thrusting poppycock? Objection to that! Objection to poppycock! No! No! Oh my god. Sorry, I need a moment. Deep, trusting, poppycock? I've never heard so many flippant comments from an active detective on the force. Detective Gumshoe doesn't look so good. Continue, now! But the next morning, a body was found in the lake. Hold it! Did you find any clues on the body? Single bullet was recovered from the body. It was shot through the heart, fatally. And you're to blame. Judge! Here's the bullet! You'll get the bullet, Judge! Didn't strike bone, so its shape is well preserved.
Very well, the court accepts this bullet into evidence.
It's a 22? Oh, it was definitely Edgeworth. That chump, of course, is shooting him with a 22. We had to arrest Mr. Edgeworth. Why is that? Well, we found a murder weapon in the boat. The murder weapon. A pistol.
Detective Gumshoe, that is a vital piece of information. Please revise your testimony.
Right. Right. Oh no, that's like, I can't say right. Sorry, Yana. Murder weapon we found in the boat was decisive evidence. Whoa! What about the pistol made it decisive evidence? The judge said so, that's what. Tisk, tisk, tisk. He has the same evil laugh as Edgeworth. There were fingerprints on the pistol found in the boat. They were clear prints from Mr. Edgeworth's right hand. I'm quite familiar. What?
Order! Order! So, Mr. Edgeworth's fingerprints were found on the murder weapon?
Yes, Your Honor. Judge, this is the weapon in question.
Accepted into evidence.
Members of the court, we now have the pistol used in the murder and the bullet found in the body. Detective. Yes, sir. Was the bullet found in the body fired from this pistol? Yeah. The ballistic markings on the bullet match the pistol. Hey, Nick. Not now, Maya. What does he mean? Ballistic markings. Shocking. To imagine someone here does not know something as basic as ballistic markings. Nick, he's glaring at me. Very well. I'll explain. Actually, Judge, you do it.
Me? Ballistic markings are like the fingerprints of a gun. The barrel leaves distinctive marks on each bullet it fires. You examine these ballistic fingerprints to see which gun fired the shot. It's quite accurate.
Indeed. This leads to one inevitable conclusion. The bullet found in the victim's heart was without a doubt fired from this pistol. This pistol, which, as you may recall, was covered with the defendant's own fingerprints.
Order! Order!
This is bad. Makes it look like Edgeworth did it. Well, Judge?
I'd say it's almost decisive, yes. Honestly, I could declare a verdict at this point. However...
You wish to hear the witness speak, no doubt. Very well. I am somewhat fatigued, and so I will take a brief break. I will call my witness after the recess, which will last 10 minutes. Judge?
Yes?
What are you doing? 18-minute recess. Now!
But wait,
Just bang your flimsy gavel and get on with it, man!
Yes! This court will take a 10-minute recess.
Who's running this court anyway? Woo! It is hot AF in the vault today, y'all. To take off the pants soon. Oh my goodness. Woo! Yes, it sounds like a V. I got it. It's just I'm not perfect on the fly. Moist John says, you know they say that German convicted 6 million people. Oh, come on! Ordo Null says, Jesus, that is the perfect voice for the prosecutor. S Cybertaz says, 2 shots, 1 boat. Cue up the classical music. Someone needs to go diving for that second gun while we only heard about 1 gunshot. Jaws. Edgeworth, what's going on here? Your fingerprints were on the murder weapon. That's a left hand holding that gun, I can tell. That foggy photo makes one thing clear. The only one who could have shot that man was the person in the photo. It's a left hand, I'm telling you, Phoenix. True. Was that you in the boat? Yes, it was me. What? But you must believe me, I didn't shoot him. Then who did? I don't know. You don't know? Weren't you right there? I heard a gunshot from very close by. Then the other man fell from the boat. I can't say why, but I thought at the time that he had shot himself. You mean it was a suicide? That's the only explanation I can come up with. Huh? How am I going to convince anyone of that? Hillary did it! Hillary did it! Not just, that's a... Say, Maya? Huh? What? Any progress with Mia? Oh, sorry. It's no good. Ugh. I know. I'm no good for anything, am I, Nick? If I can't call my sister, I might as well not be here, right? Oh, it's tempting to say, yeah, you're useless, but I need her. No, of course not. I need you here. I can see you're always trying to help out. Even if you don't actually help, it's a thought that counts, right? What a jackhole. It's okay, Nick. You don't have to make me feel better. I don't know anything about trials or defense. What's more, I'm a spirit medium who can't even contact spirits. Aw, everyone has their off days. I mean, I've just been getting lucky lately. Come on, Phoenix. But you never know when my luck is going to run out. And that's why I keep you around, Maya. Really? Whoa. Right. Don't jinx this case any more than it already is. It's bad for my heart. Oh, sorry. Whoops.
Court is back in session. Mr. Von Karma, call your witness.
Yes. Will Miss Lotta Hart take the stand? This is my southern chick, right? Lotta Hart, you are a research student at university? That I am. That I am. Good. Begin by telling us what you saw the night of the incident. And don't add anything trivial or subjective. Understand? Y'all need to learn some manners. Understand? Yeah, I understand. I understand.
Very well, your testimony, please.
It's Rachel Dolezal. Come on! Why you give him a German accent? His name is Von Karma. It was Christmas Eve, just after midnight, I reckon. I was in my car, heard this bang come up from the lake. When I looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat. Then there was another bang. There wasn't a nary thing on the lake but the boat. Enough? Huh? Judge! She happened to take a photo of the incident. This is that photo. Accept it as evidence. Now!
Well, this is a surprise. This looks like the very moment of the murder. Order! I will remove people from this courtroom if I do not have order immediately.
As the witness testified, she looked at the lake. She looked at the lake when she heard the shot. There were no other boats on that lake. So the man in the boat with the victim must have been the one who shot him. Yes, it was the defendant, Miles Edgeworth.
Order! 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 I will have order!
Well, Judge.
The evidence is decisive. I have very little doubt about this case. Very well, this court finds the defendant.
Objection! Wait, Your Honor. I haven't cross-examined the witness yet, or Gumshoe. Wait, kind of did. A cross-examination? We have photographic proof. What question can there possibly be? This photo is worth 1,000 words, and they all read guilty. You lose. Or do you claim to have found a contradiction in her testimony? Very well. If you have to, you may cross-examine the witness. You will only flounder and ask meaningless questions. You will fail to find anything. And then I will have you held in contempt of court. Nick, contempt? Contempt of court. You know. I guess I understand. Well, what are you going to do? Do you really think there was a contradiction with the facts in her testimony? I think I noticed one little thing. Wow, I'm impressed, Nick. I didn't notice anything. Right, let's take him on. Yeah, I got a bad feeling about this. I understand. I will cross-examine the witness. Tisk, 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 very well.
I pray for your sake this isn't a waste of time.
Christmas Eve, just after midnight, I reckon. I'm just gonna object to... Well, I know exactly where I'm gonna object. I'm gonna object when she says that she heard the shot and then came out and then the other shot. Just after midnight, you say? In other words, it was no longer Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day. Huh? Yeah, well, yes. I know you want to find contradictions, but really?
Hope your next contradiction is a little more relevant to the trial. Witness, continue your testimony.
I was in my car.
Whoops.
Gotta ask, why were you camping there anyway? I'm a research student at my university. I was taking pictures to use in my research. What research? This all sounds suspicious. Press further. Miss Hart, could you be more specific about your research? What does the witness's motive in camping by the lake have to do with this case? The answer is nothing! I object to this line of question. Objection sustained.
Wait now, I'm the one who says that.
Well, then say it already.
Objection sustained.
I heard this bang come up from the lake. So you weren't looking at the lake at that time? No. I looked after I heard the noise. She said that already. I asked you to find contradictions, not leisurely chat with the witness. When I looked out the window, I saw two gents in a boat. Could you clearly see the two men? Just look at the picture. Clear enough for you? Uh-oh. Wait a second. I wasn't asking you about the photo. I was asking if you saw the two men. Yeah, well, of course. The witness has testified that she saw them. There's also a photo. You best look elsewhere for your precious contradictions. That got French. That was bad. Jumped in quick. He's hiding something. Then there was another bang. Were you watching the very moment the shot rang out? Well, yeah, sure. You're asking meaningless questions. Meaningless. Contradictions, Mr. Wright. Not meaningless babble. Von Karma, I think I hate you. It's trying to keep me from talking to the witness. To what end? There wasn't nary a thing on the lake but that boat. Are you sure about that? Yeah, sure as a country gal can be. Sounds pretty sure. How come you're so sure? Well, heck, I scanned the whole lake. Scanned the whole lake. Almost sounds like she was more interested in the lake than the boat. Miss Hart, you... Mr. White, the witness has answered the question in full. No need for further questions. Objection sustained.
That's what I'm...
Sustained!
Yes, of course.
Oh, great.
Enough!
No, it's not enough!
I think we've heard all we need to hear, Mr. Wright. Seems you're unable to find a contradiction in the testimony worth noting.
But Your Honor, you keep your promise.
Mr. Wright, I'm afraid that I will have to penalize any further outbursts by holding you in contempt of court.
And if that happens, you'll have to leave the courtroom immediately. Understood? Uh-huh. Nick! Lotta's testimony is fishy, Nick. Real fishy. I know what you mean. But if I can't say anything, what can I do?
I believe we've covered the evidence sufficiently to make a decision.
Then pass your judgment.
Very well. Mr. Miles Edgeworth, please take the stand. Who was that?
It was me. Maya.
Is something wrong? Do you need to use the facilities?
Little sexist. Oh, real quick. Jake CB says karma is like Davey 504 with that judge. Slip, judge. Iz Hailson says clearly Renfamous swam up and shot that guy. Kalinka Pavlova says hi, I'm late because Mini Pavlova needed a haircut. And the Red Pill Journey says love your Phoenix streams, man. Sipping on some Milos and eating an oatmeal cream pie while enjoying the show. Yum. That guy brings a whole new meaning to the term karma's a B. No, I do not. Lotta Heart, your testimony stinks. It's unclear whether you were actually looking at the lake. It's highly doubtful that you actually saw Mr. Edgeworth. Tell us the truth. This is a matter of life or death. Lotta, did you really clearly see Mr. Edgeworth that night? Did you see him fire that pistol?
You will stand down. Court does not acknowledge the defense's outburst.
Answer me, Lotta. What's the big idea? Treat me like some kind of criminal. I saw him, I swear it. I saw Edgeworth. Enough. Judge declares the defense in contempt of court.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry, but you were warned. Guard, escort Mr. Wright out of the courtroom. He is in contempt of court and must leave.
No. No. Wait! I was the one who made the outburst, Your Honor. Nick is innocent. Remember that. Ha! What's the difference? Quite a bit, actually. All that remains is for the guilty verdict to be declared. Isn't that right, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Wrong. Wrong. What? Did you hear what Miss Hart just said? She said she clearly saw Mr. Edgeworth. That was not in the testimony. That changes her testimony and I have a right to cross-examine her again.
Order! 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 Order!
You're in contempt of court. It's too late for violent claims. Judge, sustain my objection.
I'm sorry, Mr. Von Karma, but I cannot.
What?
Miss Lotta Hart has made a new testimony. Defense does have a right to cross-examine her again.
But he is in contempt of court. No, I am. You're going to arrest someone. Arrest me.
Very well. Maya Fey, you will leave the courtroom immediately.
Nick, I did what I could. You have to do the rest. Good luck. Maya! Oh my goodness. Immediately following this episode on Showtime, Maya Fey in Lady Prison. I cannot for this melodrama. Listen well, Mr. Wright. I do not tolerate badgering of my witnesses. I'm running out of time. I'd better find a contradiction in here or else.
Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination.
I saw it clear as day. Man on the boat was Mr. Edgeworth. Objection! Got you. Got you, Miss Hart. Finally. What? You got what? Look at this photograph. Look at this photograph! Sorry. Look at this photograph. The photo I took? The very same. There's something I want to see in this photo. I want you to see in this photo. It's quite clearly visible. The fog, Miss Hart. So, this picture was taken with professional, high-quality film, correct? Yet even it could not capture the faces of the men on the boat. Yet you claim you saw Mr. Edgeworth. How? What?
Mr. Wright has a point. Objection.
That's why I told her not to say that in her testimony, please. Yet now she has said it, Mr. Von Karma. How could you possibly see Mr. Edgeworth? Explain yourself!
Ms. Hart,
What?
would you see the defendant that night?
Of course. I said I could, not meant I could.
And please testify as to the circumstances of your sighting.
Blink Your Eyes 1400 says, Ace Attorney brought to you by Nickelback. And Tucker says, taking bets on Maya and Wright effing after court. Now. I did it. I finally found a hole in Von Karma's carefully vague testimony. You're right. It was a cold night and the fog was thick as grits. So once I finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. When I heard that noise out on the lake, I looked with my binoculars. See? No problem. Oh, you, Sorry, Cyber. I gotcha. Let's see, Cyber says, I need to go diving. Come with me, Maya. I need Mia for this. You're still jailbait, and I don't want to share a cell with Edgeworth. Cyber says, bang, and then she came out. Obviously, someone didn't take care of her man in the boat before she had another bang. Does not compute. And Cyber Taz says, squilidly diddly, it's time to get wet. See? No problem.
You used binoculars? Very well, you may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
This one better be good. I think age of consent in Japan is 17. You're right, it was a cold night and the mist was thick as grits. So, how could you see Edgeworth? Now just hold your horses for a second. You hasty Yankee types would never find a gal where I'm from.
Defense attorneys have trouble with that as it is.
Nobody loves me. So once I finished setting up my camera, I got back in the car. Your camera? Yeah, it's got an automatic. The issue we are concerned with here is Miss Hart seeing Mr. Edgeworth. The camera has nothing to do with this at all.
Objection sustained.
He's not letting her answer any of my questions. Still, I brought my binoculars with me. Let's see. Whoa. Oh, okay. Daniel Camargo says, please give us insight on Andrew McCabe being denied by the DOJ to not be prosecuted. Him, Comey, Clapper, and Clinton facing treason and sedition most likely. I think that's very unlikely. Very unlikely that any of them would face sedition charges. Blink Your Eyes 1400 says, that's not how binoculars work. If it's foggy, it's foggy. Magnification won't cut through it. It would be a closer view of the fog. I mean, yeah. And then Kakalo Tuzaru says, Hey, Nick, do you plan on having Ty on anytime soon to hear his opinions about the hearing? Yes, at some point. But, like I said, there's some weird stuff happening, so we'll see. Binoculars. Didn't they say they got the call at 12:10 a.m.? Did I miss that? Trying to decide if I want to present that. Gabriel, until next, let's see, until next week, right? Like around Tuesday. You're photographing shooting stars. That's a lie. Says who? Take a look at this photograph. This was taken on an automatic setting, was it not? Yeah, that's right. You have to point a camera upwards to take photos of the stars, Miss Hart. But as this photograph clearly shows, the camera was pointed directly at the lake. Oof!
Mr. Wright, what are you driving at?
Angry Baneling, that's, well, it's probably a sniper.
What are you driving at?
The witness was not at the lake to photograph shooting stars, Your Honor. She doesn't even say that, does she? I mean, she said that before court, but,
Well then, what exactly was she photographing?
Your Honor, take a look at this.
What was Miss Hart trying to...
What was Miss Hart trying to photograph at the lake? This. Obviously. Miss Hart, this is what you were trying to photograph.
What's this? A newspaper article? Gordy? Ah, the sighting at Gourd Lake.
Well, Miss Hart, I never heard of no lake monster. You got proof or something? Let's see you prove that I was down at the lake trying to photograph this Gordy. I don't think I have proof of that. Kalinka Pavlova says, will you cover old news topics like Smollett? Maybe. Maybe. His isn't that old. It's still going. I like the Spike Man says, national age of consent in Japan is 13, but municipalities have it up to 18. But you can buy lewd junk at 15. I guess Japan is weird. Well, I mean, that's true. I have it. Proof.
Intriguing. Very well, let's see it. No joking around this time, please. What is proof that the witness was trying to photograph Gordy, the lake monster?
Gotta be the camera. The proof, Miss Hart, is your own camera. Your camera was set to take photos in response to loud noises, correct? Thus, this photograph here, taken when a gun fired on the lake. And here, this article about Gordy. According to this article, Gordy made a loud noise when it emerged. Well, you were trying to photograph Gordy, weren't you? That's why you would set your camera to respond to loud noises.
Order! Order! I see. I too thought it was a little strange.
Yeah, sure. Well, Miss Hart, you were camping there to try and take a photo of Gordy, weren't you? Yeah, not bad. Are all you lawyers that smart? So smart, boy. I was down there trying to photograph Gordy. You got me. So what? Huh? This is ultimately a good point. That don't change what I saw, does it? Exactly. What do you just use several precious minutes of our time to prove? Is nothing more than what the witness is nothing more than that the witness is an idiot who thinks monsters exist. Hey! But as she so succinctly said, so what? It changes nothing. Not true. You were hiding the whole thing about Gordy for some reason. I know it. What could it have been? Whatever it is, I'm getting to the bottom of this.
Ms. Hart?
If Judge Shep was in this game, you'd never win a single case.
Why did you hide the fact that you were searching for Gordy from the court? Please revise your testimony.
Right. Fine, I'll testify. It won't change nothing, though. Something will change. It has to. And I'm going to spot it. Red Pill Journey says auto on the camera. Yes. Daniel Carmago says they stated sedition on Fox tonight. Huge news. Pyretta Riddle says, I need friends on Steam for Stardew Valley. Anyone interested, please hit me up on here. Love you, fam. There you go. Oh, where's all my windows? Actually, I'm not a research student at a university. I'm an investigative photographer. Imagine what a scoop it'd be if I got a picture of that monster. That's why I was camping out by the lake. But that's all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked right straight out at that lake. There wasn't much else to look at, so I just watched the boat the whole time. Then I saw a flash near one of the man's hands, and I heard another gunshot. I was looking right at that boat the whole time, crossed my heart and hoped to fry. Yeah, the two gunshot thing really does need to come into play here.
Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
The witness's testimony is unchanged from before. Whether she is a research student or photographer has no bearing on this case. There is no need to waste more of our time with another pointless cross-examination. Oh no, it's getting French. I gotta be careful. I will delve into French if not careful. Objection! I claim the defense's right to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Von Karma's up to something. I know it. He doesn't want me to cross-examine her because... Why? Was there a contradiction?
Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. You seem sure of yourself. You must have something in mind.
Ha! That would be a first. Haha, very funny.
You understand that this is your last chance at cross-examination, Mr. Wright. If there is no problem with the testimony this time, we will let the witness leave. I will announce my verdict at that time, Mr. Wright. Understood.
Yes, Your Honor. It's all or nothing. I've got to give it everything I've got.
Can I do a good Zoidberg?
I don't know. I haven't watched Futurama in like 10 years. I'd have to check it out. Actually, I'm not a research student at a university. I'm an investigative photographer. Imagine what scoop it'd be if I got a picture of that monster. That's why I was camping out by the lake. But that's all I was hiding. When I heard the bang, I looked right straight out at the lake. Present. This evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. Uh-oh, it didn't work.
How exactly are that evidence and the statement just now related?
They aren't, are they? They are! There's 2 bullets fired at point blank range, apparently, and 1 dead guy. 1 bullet. I hate this part of the game. I really hate this aspect of the game. Tucker says, I hear that Germans routinely dive into France. I don't think that won me any points with the judge. It's the same thing. She's here, the boat's here. That's not helpful. I gotta try it here. Yes, where did all the bullets? It's not the map. Huh? Wait, so you're thinking maybe he was shot from some other place? I don't think so, no. Lake was smooth as glass and nobody was on the shore neither. Better find some sort of contradiction. Is Gordy really all that newsworthy? Heck yeah. They even had him up on TV. Not sure that appearing on the local news' Rumor of the Month segment qualifies. Last month's segment was Bigfoot sighted on Acorn Hill, I believe. Hey, they also had a picture of him in the newspaper. For real.
Mr. Wright, this is one fight I do not believe you can win. Let's keep moving, shall we?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, I was camping out by the lake while I was hiding. I think it's time you told us why you felt you had to hide your true purpose at the lake. Heck, if word got out what I was up to, the lake would be swarming with competitors. Competitors? Yeah, second-rate shutterbugs trying to steal my scoop. Is that the only reason you were hiding the truth? Well, actually...
Wait.
Mr. Wright, I'll not have you asking questions with no relevance to this case. Whatever you say, Von Karma. I know you told her to keep quiet. Exactly what sort of sound was it? Well, I never heard one before, so I can't say for sure, but it sounded like a gunshot. It was a lot sharper a sound than I would have expected. Wasn't much else to look at. Yep. I don't know if she heard a bang and she thought Gordy was out there. Kind of doubt she'd waste any time looking at a boat. What? What did I do now? What are you giving me? What are you giving me that look for? Witness? Hold your hush puppies, Pops. I'm getting there. I guess we gotta... This is risky. It's risky. Miss Hart, were you really looking at that boat? What's with you? Of course I was looking at it. It was the only thing out there. Any normal person be looking at it. I agree. Any normal person would. You are far from normal. Oh, Greek saying says use the newspaper on the 7th statement. Come on! Don't tell me what to do. What? Y'all want to step over here and say that? You were camping at the lake to take a picture of Gordy. Think about it. What would you do if you heard a loud noise? You'd be scanning the lake for any sign of Gordy, that's what. You wouldn't give the boat a second thought. Ah.
Order! Continue, Mr. Wright.
You testified that you were watching the boat through binoculars. However, you wouldn't need binoculars to watch that boat. You needed them to search for Gordy, and that's what you were doing. Well... Well, now that y'all mention it, I did sort of take my binoculars and kind of scan the lake a bit. I mean, Gordy might be out there and all.
Miss Hart, are you saying that you were not watching the boat then?
Sorry, y'all. I wasn't fibbing, really. I thought, I could be witness to a murder and all. Kinda got excited. I was sure I was watching that boat till now.
This is totally uncalled for.
But hey, you got the photograph. You got proof.
Still, we can't see who is shooting who in this.
Right. That's why I took this photo and... Witness, that's enough. You've had a long day. Shut your pie hole. Shut my what? What's she going to say? She took the photo and what? Wait a second. She even had a photograph to prove it. You really can't tell from the photo who's shooting. Why, she said she's going to enlarge the photo. She said it'll drop the quality a mite. But should let us see who's who. She enlarged that photo. Why won't Von Karma let her show it? I've got a hunch. I bet that enlarged photo shows something bad for Von Karma. This is my chance. If I'm wrong, though, it'll mean prison for Edgeworth. Or worse. What should I do? Always make her show the enlargement. Come on, Phoenix. Miss Hart, look at this photograph. You enlarged this photograph, did you not? Yeah, I did. Why has that enlargement not been presented to the court? I always present my enlargement to the court. Because it does not exist. What are y'all talking about? You were the one who told me not to show it in court in the first place. You old fool.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Von Karma?
Miss Hart? Show the photo to the court. Show us your enlargement. The prosecution objects to the submission of this evidence.
Objection denied. Overruled, Judge. The witness will show the enlargement to the court.
Here it is.
We still cannot see who's firing in this.
It's left hand. It's left hand. I said it earlier. I didn't even need the enlargement. It's left hand.
Could be the defendant, or maybe it's not. Regardless, I'll accept this as evidence.
Happy now, Mr. Wright? There has to be something. You asked for the enlargement. I give you the enlargement. I will always give you the enlargement, Mr. Wright. And little good it has done any of us. That's why I requested she not show it.
I suppose this means that the cross-examination...
It's over, obviously.
Then I would like to close the cross-examination of Miss Lotta Hart.
And none too soon. That was a flagrant waste of my time.
Mr. Von Karma, do you have anything to add?
I stated everything I needed to when this trial began. Decisive evidence. A decisive witness. What else could possibly be required?
Nothing, of course. Then I believe it is time for me to declare my verdict.
Wait, it's not supposed to go like this. There has to be a clue in this photo somewhere, right here. It's right here, Phoenix. Very obvious. This is bad, real bad. What should I do? Wait. Your Honor, this evidence. I believe we have spent enough time talking about evidence.
Indeed. We've heard opinions on every piece of evidence with this enlargement. I see no point in retracing our steps.
This is bad, real bad. What should I do? I don't want to object to the enlargement. I want to show the other evidence. Gonna do the same thing. It won't let me show the other evidence. I know, I want to present it. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to object to the evidence that favors my case. I don't like this backward system. Tucker says a decisive witness that has been caught lying to the court at least twice, lol. Your Honor, there's something decidedly strange with this enlargement.
What might that be? Mr. Wright, you will show the court what you mean. What about this photo is strange?
Okay, here goes nothing. I'll show the judge what's strange about this photo. Take that! Here, Your Honor.
The shooter? Not sure I understand. What about the shooter is strange?
Look at the hand holding the pistol, Your Honor.
The hand?
That hand directly contradicts another piece of evidence. This man's left hand does. This man's left hand... Wait, sorry.
This man's left hand does what?
Let me show you. I'll show you the evidence that left hand contradicts. The evidence is clear. The man in this photograph is holding that pistol in his left hand. However, the prints on the murder weapon were from Edgeworth's right hand. Ergo, the man shooting the pistol in this photograph is not Mr. Edgeworth.
Now that everyone in the courtroom is quieted down, I would like to reconvene this court of law. Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
you have given us definitive proof today. We now know that it was not Mr. Edgeworth who fired the pistol that night. However, this leaves us with a rather large problem. Mr. Edgeworth didn't do it, then who shot our victim?
Not my problem, Judge. I'm a defense attorney. Precisely. As we have seen, there were no other people on the lake that night. Who but the defendant could have shot the victim? Larry, there's only one explanation remaining. The man who shot the victim was none other than the victim himself.
Order! Order! So you're saying that the victim committed suicide?
Yes, Your Honor. I can think of no other explanation.
Indeed, that does seem to be the only remaining option. Oh, God.
I am so very, very sorry, Mr. Wright. But suicide is out of the question. What? An examination of the victim's wounds reveals the distance at which he was shot. The distance? The victim was clearly shot from further than a meter away. A meter away. I'm going French. No! A meter, that's 3 feet. And 3 inches. There's no way it could have been suicide.
Order! Order! Mr. Von Kammer, are you sure of the accuracy of your data?
Of course. I had already considered the possibility of suicide, you see. Autopsy report updated in the court record.
I see. Very well, allow me to state my opinion. Considering the situation, the shooter had to be the defendant, Mr. Edgeworth. However, the prints on the gun reveal that the shooter was not Mr. Edgeworth. This is a conundrum. Therefore, I would like to suspend proceedings for this trial for the day. Court orders the defense and the prosecution to further investigate this matter. Understood.
Yes, Your Honor.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
By the way, the third shot is likely the ballistic test that they did. Because they have the one bullet. They need to fire another bullet out of the gun to match the ballistics on the 2 casings. If anybody's curious about the third shot, that's why 3 shots were fired from the gun. How many shots have I had? 2? I think 2. Ooh, that was a close one. Hey. Hey! Don't you have anything to say? No. I've yet to be declared innocent, right? Well, yeah, but what happened out there on that lake anyway? If he didn't commit suicide, then who? The shooter was about a meter away, too. What? Don't give me that look. I did not kill him. I was just kidding around. Look. Going to go check on Maya. Oh. Right. She's dead. What? Tell her something for me. What? It's raining. No. Tell her to watch what she says in court. That's all. They kill you to just state how you really feel with a thanks, Edgeworth. I requisitioned a transcript of Lotta's entire testimony. Thought it might give me some ammunition for the trial tomorrow. Of course, she didn't see the shooter. So the only part of her testimony that stood was the bang she heard. To be continued. Yeah, save the progress. Whew, lads. I'm about done voicing Animus for the evening. God, hot in this room. I'll probably do another one of these this coming week. Because I got to get through this case, right? I keep saying that I have outstanding cases left in my law career. I'm clearly talking about Phoenix Wright. Oh my god. Okay, day 2 of the investigation. I'm gonna save it again just in case. All right. Let me close that bad boy down. Give one final peek to the GoFundMe. See if it's updated at all. Still at the 245,963. We're really close to 246,000. If you want to nab yourself one of those prints, remember by the end of the day on Sunday. We'll be picking the winner there. Okay, we've got Red Pill Journey says, gotta wait for her to mention the second gunshot. Romero's the cat says, the map. Daniel Villarreal says, tried playing, could not pass tutorial, lol, I sucked. No shame in that. No shame in that. Kalinka Pavlova says, people are saying the gun, but I don't know, I'm eating. Oh, then Greek Saiyan said, use the newspaper on the 7th statement. Tucker said, a decisive witness that has been caught lying to the court at least twice, lol. And then finally, Moist John says, the prints don't match Edgeworth, but he clearly shot him. This tickles my enlargement. Well, the prints match him, but the prints are from his right hand, and the gunshot photo was from his left hand. So that's where that's from. No, I'm not gonna keep playing tonight. These streams are actually kind of tough on the old voice, and if I try and do that for like 2 straight hours, it will be awful. You want to see more of this game, Sarah? That's good. I'll play. I'm gonna move on with the case next week, unless a whole bunch of crazy stuff happens. But Monday might be a really good day for it. I'm not sure what show is coming up tomorrow. I'll announce it as soon as I can. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have a guest or not. A lot up in the air. And again, I'm doing a garage sale of a bunch of stuff, and that has been soaking up my time. So heck, there may be an Ace Attorney stream tomorrow also. I mean, it really depends. If something happens, or if I get some time to look into it, it could be Ace Attorney again, continuing on, or it could be something else. I am going to go over to Twitch when we shut down in just a minute here. I'm not going to play as late tonight, probably because I've got an early day tomorrow, but do come check me out on Twitch if you want. It's a lot of fun. I've been playing Path of Exile. The game is far too complicated, and I'm probably doing it all wrong, but who cares? I think that's about what I got for tonight. Bad Dragonite says, Karma's objections make him sound like an orc. Wah. Objection. Iretta Riddle says, con slots. There you go. Yeah, so this is a quick stream tonight. Again, we're in a holding pattern on several cases. This happens. This is how law is supposed to go. A bunch of waiting time. But yeah, we'll have some more stuff coming up very soon. thank you guys for joining me tonight. Oh, I get to play the outro. There it is. There's the outro music. So there's the outro music. It is playing. We'll be wrapping up the stream here. Yeah, thanks for hanging out tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow. And if you are in the area, if you're a local viewer, do come buy stuff from my let me grift you in person into buying like kids clothes or whatever for my garage sale. So yes, I've been seeing the mess about Zoe Quinn and Alec Halauka. I've seen the stuff going on. I haven't really looked deeply into it, although I heard she was just hired by DC Comics, so that's great. DC Comics hires murderer Zoe Quinn. Anyway, all right, guys. I'll see you over on Twitch, or I'll see you tomorrow, or I'll see you on Twitter. One of those things. Thanks for hanging out. Again, peace. Peace.
To provide for them there. So pour out an art bag about more of love fright. The spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea. Post on Twitter as we hear lawsplaining tonight. From the white shores of Nan to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we are now. Oh, the guests are all plentiful, from Doug T to Drexel. They bring their perspective and spice to the mix. But the reason we're here and the one that we cheer is the one who is showcasing us his career. Get unemployed, so pour out a glass for the tea. Post on Twitter as we hear lawsplaining tonight. From the white shores of Nan to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we are